welcome to my podcast. This is a podcast where I'll be teaching you all the systems and strategies you need in creating your visibility so you can turn your passion for coaching into a profitable business. I'm your host, Michelle Quay. I am a visibility coach, content and email marketing strategist, international speaker, and author, as well as the founder of Elevate Life Coaching. Let's just say that I know a few things about overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles in life and in business. I'm on a mission to be the champion that helps you to get to the top of your mountain, one courageous step at a time. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going to talk about how do you market yourself so that you can get consistent flow of coaching client that's coming to you without you having to go around and feeling like a chicken without the head, trying to figure out how do I get more clients. Okay, so how do you get a consistent flow of client? Those of you who are watching me, enjoy me, give me a thumbs up or give me a heart, put it into the chat. What is your interpretation of marketing? What does marketing means to you? Okay, so one of the conversations I had with a lot of coaches about marketing is, number one, the reaction is, I don't like marketing. I'm not good at marketing, and I don't like the idea of promoting myself. Like, give me a thumbs up if that's how you feel. Like, you don't like marketing because marketing feels like you have to go out there and promote yourself, and you have to go out there to talk about yourself. And so that just doesn't feel good, right? So if that's how you feel, my friend, welcome to my world, because when I first started my coaching business, that's exactly how I feel, right? I'm not the kind of person who's like going on to live videos all the time and to talk about how great I am, to talk about myself. I want to make an impact. I want to be the one who's facilitating that whole process of raising that consciousness. And this is like a big word that we talk about, right? So raising the consciousness. I want to be instrumental in the world, changing the world, being the change agent. Never in my life had I thought about I'm going to become a businesswoman and I have to market myself. And so the idea of marketing was a complete and very foreign to me because I had no sales background. I don't know how to talk about, hey, do you want to buy my program? Yeah, I know you do, right? and so even though sometimes it's very frustrating because you see the people following certain pattern over and over and over, and you know that exactly you have the solution to offer, right? You know exactly what is it that they're going to need in order to break that pattern, in order to actually be free of all these negative self-talk or these beliefs that we have. So that was me struggling with trying to get my message out. So then throughout the years, I've learned that there are certain strategies, and when you talk about your business, okay, the term we commonly use is market or promote or just being visible in front of the audience that you want to serve. Right? At the end of the day, marketing is about having that message out to the world so that people would know that it is possible for them to experience what you have gone through, and it is possible for them to have that transformation that you have experienced. And so that is the idea of marketing, period. Marketing is not something that needs to be manipulative. It doesn't have to be something that's salesy or spammy. None of that strategy works for me. So if you're watching this video and if you are in my community, chances are you also do not resonate with that strategy of the way that we used to market, right? And when you look at the marketing has like changed throughout the year where more and more people appreciate the authentic way of promoting or talk about your business. So we're going to talk about how exactly do you market yourself so that you can get that consistent flow of clients. One of my biggest passion is about content marketing or storytelling marketing. So storytelling marketing is a strategy that a lot of the marketers use in content marketing. When content marketing is basically you create some really high quality, helpful information for the audience, and they're going to learn and be educated and have the resources they need to experience that transformation, right? That essentially is content marketing. And you're providing information, helpful information, high quality information, so that your audience, no matter where they are on their journey, they will be able to use that information to create a change in their life. And so people who are content marketer are people like entrepreneurs, coaches, anyone who's creating content, right, to provide helpful resources. You are essentially a content marketer because you're creating how you're changing people's life is through the content that you create. And when you release that piece of information out into the world, people's going to know about you, right? People's going to know about your company. People's going to know about your business. People's going to learn about who you are. And that part of being visible in front of people is a part of your marketing strategy. How do we stay in front of the audience so that people would know where to find us? That's marketing, right? Visibility is essentially about creating that visibility so that you can bring more clients into your space. So creating content is one way. And what I use, where I shine, is to bring in the storytelling piece every time you create your content. And so earlier I talked to you about how I was stuck in that marketing space when I first started out as a coach, from zero follower to finally now I have about 5,000 on Instagram, and I have about 1,000 on LinkedIn, and these are just through organic reach, right? There's no hey, tagging people. There's no like spamming people on anything. These are the people I have who have followed me because I was sharing information. I'm just being, I'm just being me, going on social media, and now I'm like doing live. But that's how I started out, from zero to 5,000 to 10,000. The number, it's not relevant. I was actually just in a master class earlier to talk about the email marketing. So that your essentially your reason for being on social media is to have that, to grow that following. But you as a coach, you're not an influencer, so you should not be focusing on how do I get more followers. What you want on social media is how do I create quality, high quality content so that my followers would be interested in becoming my paying clients, right? That is your ultimate goal. You're not some kind of influencer who's on social media depending on the number of followers for your income. You are a coach, and oftentimes, you probably have like one-on-one coaching program, or you have a course that you want to sell. But so just growing the number is not going to get you the paying client. Follower does not translate to paying client. There's strategic things that you can do to walk a follower into your space so that they can become your client. What was I talking about? So how do you do that? The content marketing is a great way of how you convert someone and walk them through that path so that you turn that follower into a paying client. All right. So what exactly is content marketing? So content marketing basically is about creating your blog posts, your videos, your any type of your content, and in a way that is presented, but there's an angle to it, right? So my passion is about creating content. And where does my follower go? I want all my followers go to my website. So if you were to go and visit my website, there's a lot of things that's happening on my website, right? If you go to the resource tab, there's going to be my podcast, it's going to be my blog post, there's going to be my video, like such as this one that I uploaded back to my website. Why? Because your website is essentially your real estate in a virtual world, right? We think about home. Where is your home on the internet and the social media space? It's your website. You create it, spend thousands of dollars, or maybe you even spend like thousands of hours trying to put up this beautiful website. That is your most valuable asset. So anything that you do on social media leads back into your website, and 80% of the people or the traffic who's coming to your website, those are 80% of people trying to find you. Can you imagine, right? I go onto Google and I'm going to look for a life coach. Where does that going to take me? That's going to take me to someone else's website or a blog post or something that that person had created where I can find information. And when I stumble upon that person's webpage, I'm going to, read through what I have searched for, finding my answer. And towards the bottom of that blog or that website, perhaps there's a book a call with me. Perhaps there's free download. Perhaps there's more resource related article. What I'm going to do is after, as a reader, I'm going to read through that article. I find it very helpful. I want more information. I'm going to click on the next article that's related to this topic so I can learn more about. So there are two types of clients or traffic that's coming to your website that will essentially become your very warm coaching client, paying clients, right? Leads. And 80% of these people come from a search, a random search on social media, on Google, on to your website. So you really need to start valuing your website, the stuff that you have put out and the stuff that you can put out without relying on just the social media presence. You may be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all these different places, and you're feeling super overwhelmed because you have to create different type of content for everybody, for every platform. Essentially, that's eating away your time that you actually need to create high quality content. Hey there, sorry to interrupt, but you've been staring at the flashing cursor on your screen for the last 2 hours. Your heart is pounding, your eyes becoming blurry, your frustration has just kicked up a notch. You feel overwhelmed, but still, you have nothing. The problem that many women coaches experience is not the fear of showing up for their business, it is the lack of idea to show up. Now, imagine you being able to write confidently, knowing that your content can be meaningful and helpful, having a plan or framework, and the clarity to the purpose of being on social media that actually lead your business to success. Ready to hop off that hamster wheel? Head over to content.attractclientthroughstorytelling.com and grab your copy of Content Planner for Women Coaches today. Now back to the show. So, true conversation. I was talking to one of my clients and she's great in writing blog, right? She's great at writing long form articles on her website. And I'm sitting there and thinking, oh my, like, girlfriend, you are missing out here, right? Instead of creating and thinking about what to create on your Instagram reel constantly and feeling stressed out, we need to leverage what you have created on the blog post already. Take out quotes from your blog post, take out tips, resources from your blog post, and use those to create your social media posting. Right. So in other words, you are creating a high quality of content on your website, on your blog, and those becomes your source of more creation, more content creation for your social media. And when you post it on social media, you want to bring the traffic back to your website. Because remember, again, you have 80% of the cold traffic who know nothing about you, who's landing on your website page. And how do you capture those 80% and invite them into having a more conversation with you so that you can turn them into your clients? So if you're not leveraging and using your website in that sense, then you're missing out a whole lot of clients that you can turn them into paying clients. Okay, so think about what is it that you are already doing on your website. Maybe you're already writing blog. Let's write some more blog, high quality blog or videos, right? If you're a podcaster, you can do a podcast. If you create a lot of videos and put those video back onto your website, so it becomes a magnet for you. And the best thing about when you do that is that you don't have to be on your website 24/7. Once you release the blog is going to be searchable. The blog is going to be a kind of like a free advertisement because you can share your lead magnet on your blog post. You can share like your discovery call on your blog post, and no one is going to stop you from doing that. Right? When you try to use Facebook group, right, to generate lead, or when you're trying to use social media to generate lead, a lot of time, depending on the group that you're in, they may not allow you to share your free offer or your pay offer. But when you have that asset, when you have that internet, the real estate, as such as your website or your blog post or your podcast, that's like your free advertisement for your business. It's like having a salesperson working 24/7, and that person doesn't even have to leave, right? Once you release it, it's out into the world. Make it searchable. So we need to talk about this in another time, but you need to optimize it so that you have it's search engine optimized, right? So when I go to Google and type in life coach, your website needs to pop up. And how do you do that? There's certain strategies that you can use for SEO. I personally am not an SEO expert, so I won't be talking about like how exactly like what is a strategy behind that. But I can tell you that even without SEO knowledge, when you have the keyword right and when you know that you are producing something that's high quality, it's going to get picked up by search engine. It's going to get picked up by your Google search. And the more that you create your posts on your website, the more likely it's going to be picked up by the search engine. Okay, it measures how many content that you're producing, and therefore, the more that you produce, the more high quality stuff that you produce, the more easier for the search engine to pick up. So instead of feeling overwhelmed that, oh, I don't get any clients from social media, your social media will probably generate like what one or two clients, right, at most. Because people are reaching out, maybe they're reading your post somewhere and they decided, oh, this is something that I really like. They send you a DM, or perhaps you're someone who's like having these, which I have done in the past, creating a spreadsheet and you're reaching out like every single one of them, sending them bulky messages, and hopefully someone will respond or reply. Right? That hope marketing doesn't really work by having consistent client. The having consistent client requires you to actually have a strategic way of staying in front of the audience, offer them values, but more importantly, your call to action is something that lead them into a deeper conversation. And earlier I was in a master class, I was talking about email marketing, which we'll have another Sunday live to talk about the email marketing. But essentially, everything that you create will come to a space, whether you want a private Facebook group or email community. I personally love email community, so we'll talk more about that. But essentially, your website is the best place to have that consistent flow of clients. Okay, think about those 80% of people who land on your website on a daily basis, and there's a number to track it. Are you using that information to help you to write the next piece? Getting in front of people by sharing those valuable information. And even when you send to DM to your core audience, right? When you connect with them from your spreadsheet that you created and you have to DM them every single day, bring them back to your traffic, bring them back to your website, give them something like helpful piece of information and take them back to your website. You spend so much time and effort creating that. Leverage that, because that's like your 24/7 salesperson who's just sitting there waiting for you to make good use of her, but you're not, right? You're feeling overwhelmed in the other space of being on social media and trying to come up with all these different things to create. But it should be the other way around. Write a quality or create a quality piece of content, use that, repurpose it, bring that over to your social media. And on your social media, you definitely want to have some type of call to action that bring people back or bring the traffic back to your website where they can find more information. So essentially, and that's just sum up, basically the way that you market your coaching business is you want to have that online presence. But in addition to just being on the social media, you want to be helpful on social media. And how do you do that? A lot of it has to do with the content that you're putting out, right? The content that you're putting out, where do you keep them? You need to keep them on your website. Why? Because 80% of the traffic is searchable on your website. And there's only two type of traffic who come to your website. One is they're either looking for the answers, right? I'm looking for Google and I have a question about how to overcome my adversity. I'm going to search and you came up, your website came up. Great. More information, please. The other type of traffic that's coming to your website are people who are just, they want to work with you. Like there's people who's out there searching, and where do they search? They go to Google to search. Are they going to come across your each individual social media post? No. What they're going to come up with is the blog posts, the videos on YouTube. They're going to come up with things that you have shared on your website, from your website. That is what they're going to find. So if you want to capture those 80% of consistent client, and we're talking about consistent client because your website doesn't shut down, right? So that's someone, your salesperson for you 24/7, sitting there all the time. All you have to do is focus on creating content on that website and use that to drive traffic to your social media, grow your following there. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you're not an influencer, you're a coach. So do what you do at best. Coach, share the quality content, and bring your social media traffic, your followers, turn them into your prospects on your list in your community. That's the way to do it. And that's how you get consistent clients without ever having to go and chase anybody, without having the need to go find them. Your website is doing that for you. And you can sit back and just watch magic happen. And I'll be honest, this is exactly what I did. So all my life coach and mindset clients came from my website when I first started out. Like I said, I didn't have a big following on my social media. All my Facebook friends were my friends, my colleagues. They're not interested in buying from me. So what I essentially did was I put together my website, and I spent a lot of time just writing posts, writing blog posts, creating videos. All these came back to my website. Okay, so it is searchable, and I know it works because I have done it. So I want you to actually be more intentional about the reason why you're on social media. It's not because you want a large following or large engagement. You want to be there so that you can use your other resources. You can use your asset to bring the traffic back to your website. All right. If you have any question, please let me know. You scroll down to the comment and let me know, what is your current marketing strategy? Do you like to write blog posts? You create videos? What is it that you are doing now that feel comfortable, that feel authentic, that feel genuine, that you've been noticing you're creating a lot, but it's not getting anywhere? If that's you, let me know. Drop it into the comment. Let's have some coffee chat. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and found values from this episode, I would love for you to leave me a rating and review. Now, as a token of my appreciation, after you have left your review, I want you to take a screenshot of it and send it to me via email at michelle@elevatelifecoaching.org, and I will buy your next cup of coffee. I promise. One thing that I was struggling with in my early years of business was finding the right people to connect with. It feels like you are on this entrepreneur journey on your own. Sometimes we all just need friends who can share our dreams and goals and who can relate to us what we're going through as we grow our business together. If you are a woman coach who is ready to grow your coaching business and you're looking for strategies to get seen, get heard, and get hired, I want to invite you to come and find me in our community on Facebook at the Visibility Confidence Lounge. This is a community of heart-centered women coaches who are looking to grow their coaching business by creating engaging, authentic, visible content with storytelling for their business to get more leads and attract more clients. I will see you at my next tea party. Bye now.